Now for 8.7, we just need to know the graphs of radical functions and the domains and ranges. So there's basically two examples. Y equals square root of x. So if you graph it, it looks sort of like a sideways parabola, but it's just the top half of a sideways parabola. The domain is zero. The domain means all the x values that can go into this function. And that's all the x values starting from 0 all the way to infinity. I like to think of the domain as the shadow that this thing makes on the x-axis. So if I would shine a light down, it would shine directly on this half of the x-axis. It would not hit the other half of the x-axis, the negative half, at all. So it's every x value from 0 to infinity is in the domain. The range is if I would shine a light onto the y-axis, the shadow on the y-axis would again cover the entire y-axis, because this goes, even though it's going up slowly, this is going up, 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 up forever. It's going out, it's going forever to the right, and it's going forever up. So the range is going to be 0 to infinity. It's going to hit every y value up to infinity. So that's the shadow of the y-axis. The next curve is really just two curves. The next curve is the cube root curve. The cube root curve looks like a sideways cube function. And again, the domain is from negative infinity all the way to positive infinity, because if I would shine a shadow on the x-axis, it would hit everything. It would hit the positive x-axis, and it would hit the negative x-axis. Of course, to do that, I would have to put the light down here, and here I put the light up on top. But the point is that's what I mean by the shadow, or the projection is a fancier word. And the shadow or the projection onto the y-axis would also be every real number, because this goes infinitely high and it goes infinitely low. It goes infinitely right, infinitely left, infinitely high, infinitely low. So it hits every x value and every y value, and that's why the domain and the range are negative infinity to positive infinity for both of them. And that is that's really the whole story in a nutshell.